Do you want to count me down, Trev?
Yeah, sure. 3, 2, start.
Hello. No. I did the Markiplier voice. I did the Markiplier. Hello. Hi everyone, and welcome to our next part in the Devlog series here at Stolen Rock Studio. We're super happy to introduce our next guest, or well, our first guest, Sevvanto.
Hey, what's up, people? Hi.
What's good?
Thank you for inviting me, y'all. It's so nice here. It's so quaint. Love the couches. Who drew that? I wonder.
Frankly, it's great to have you here, Sev.
Yay, thank you.
It's so much fun having you on this team, genuinely. I just want to be so real about that.
You add a lot of personality to the team.
Really?
In more ways than one.
Oh,
Why does it sound like you're laughing about it?
No, I'm not.
It does.
I promise.
like those
I really
bullies on
love
the lunch table. You have so much
No, I
personality.
really love being a.
You add so much personality to this lunch table, Sev. We're so glad
about
to
we
have
dial
you
it down?
here.
You so live, girl.
How about we dial it down to maybe a 2? You're at an 11 right now, Sev.
My bad, G. I mean, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, just continuing from that point. Hey, Sev, who are you?
Who am I? I am Sevvanto. Hello, everybody. I'm an artist. I am a character sprite illustrator, and I will usually just branch out to other stuff, usually either by critique or just doing some feedback, being like a revisionist, kind of like that. But all in all, I'm just an illustrator because that's what I do.
And if I'm correct, you also made these bodies. My government-assigned persona is doing me very good. A lot of people seem to like it.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, like it's gotten a lot of compliments, Sev.
Oh my god, wait, I feel very flattered.
Yeah, of course.
Can't believe
really
we have
good
our
work,
boss as a
genuinely.
furry. Shout out to you.
So how did you start doing art?
Basically, I had unmedicated ADHD and I've just been drawing day and night. My teachers were concerned, and you know what? I make money now, so clock it. But yes, I've just been started like doing art as like a hobby, and then it became like a little bit of a side hustle when I realized that I was like, ooh, I can make some money off of this, and I do what I want with my own schedule. Okay, give me that. And then what is it? After like some time, my skills started growing, and then I started sharing more of my art, to which was discovered by some very, very popular people whom are my friends that I really cherish the most. And I don't know, it's just kind of like doing full freelance. Like I do some like freelance illustrations for some games like AFK Journey, Dislight. I also do some commission work for YouTubers like Lilypichu and Christopher Yee, which is for like a PC cover for Ludwig, which was fun, very eventful. And now I'm just here doing this kind of work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yay!
and so I know there's a specific point in your career that you kind of like attribute to being your big break. So can you tell us a bit more about Comfy Cartel?
Okay, Comfy Cartel. So
Wait, I'm sorry. How did Comfy Cartel get mixed up with Among Us Cartel?
I don't know.
okay, there are layers into this. So it started with the pandemic, and I was just at home, and you know, like the streamer craze, right? Where everybody is like just flocking around on Twitch. Like Twitch was the biggest website, like at its time, because everybody's just at home. They have nothing to do. They can't really go outside or to interact. So the only way that they can do that is through the internet, and which means that's where a lot of streamers reside. And that's when the game Among Us also popped off. Like it was like at its peak. Everybody's just been raving about it. I tried playing it. It gave me the worst like anxiety feeling ever because I felt like a criminal when I was the imposter. But other than that, like the streamers are doing collabs, and what is it? Lily started, like Lily and Toast, specifically Toast, because Toast was the founder. He started like role playing as this like I am this detective, and like Lily was like, oh, let me get in on this too. And then they started doing improv, which created this like mafia vibe, right? But that's not when I started drawing for it. So let me tell y'all, this YouTuber, Corpse Husband, I found him on my Explore feed when I was shopping in 7-Eleven. And I remember at its time, it was October of 2020. And I was just at 7-Eleven, and I was just scrolling in my Instagram Explore feed, and then I saw this cool-looking character, and I was like, "Oh, who is you? What is that cool-looking character with a skull and the rabbit ears?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put that in my mental tab." Little does he know. And then the next morning, I was like, "Oh, so he plays Among Us with the streamers that I know." So I watched one video, and then, oof, yikes. The brain rot hit so bad that I fixated. It all started with a few posts that did pop off that was just exclusively like Corpse with his Among Us shenanigans. And then the Comfy Cartel thing happened. It started with one little like what if comic idea, and it popped off like 6-digit numbers. I was like, ooh, cloud! And then Lilypichu, the Lily, like she saw it, she read it on stream, and I feel like that's what gave me the biggest fuel ever to like, yep, this is it. I can't bring her down. I gotta give this comic more justice. So I started like fleshing it out, you know, like a little bit of short comics here and there, not too much of like a fully fleshed out story. And then one of my dearest artist friends, Lindy, still Indigo, who's on Blue Sky, what is it, we just collabed, and like she shared her interest, and I was like, oh my god, you like it too? And then she made her own twist with the comic, and I was like, damn, you're a little bit too good. Too good. I like you. Let's be workers together. And then like 160 pages later, we created like a fully fledged story with like all these different kinds of YouTubers, along with the different, like based off of the different stages of the game during their streams. Like we watch their streams, they do something funny or something interesting, and then we put it at the back of our minds, and then we will just put it on the comic. So it's basically kind of like a time relevant comic, because the people who are invested with this comic series are also fans of the streamers, so they will like flock around the comic, try to see if it was based off of like what we just watched, and they're like gonna point like that Leonardo DiCaprio gif. And what is it? And then I just like, after the comic, I just started like doing my own thing. I started doing OC work, just practicing my skills until like the game commission stuff happened. Like time skip, because what is it? Nothing really much happened. It was just like all static for me, because I still remember that 2022 was the busiest year for me, and in 2023, 2024, I experienced the worst burnout, but I'm slowly picking it up. So yay.
And your reach is, you have far reach. I've seen a lot of your work just scrolling through Pinterest. I was like, oh, that's a really nice that's a really nice piece of art. And then you joined the team, and I'm like, oh, let's see what Sev's work. And I'm like, oh my god, that Sev drew the thing I saw on Pinterest? Holy crap.
It all started of how I joined Discarded is what is it? From one of our team members, Akarosu, who actually, let me go on a little tangent here. I got in the team first, which is crazy, because Aka, like after that, like pretty recently, he was like, Sev, get me on the team. Do you think I can be on the team? And I was like, aren't you the one that like helped me get recruited here? I thought like you'd have more credibility. And he's like, and I'm like, too bad, I'm gonna ask Trev right now. And there he goes. One of our members, Akarasu. Yay, confettis everywhere. So
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I'm also happy to share what this was like from my perspective because it was kind of funny.
okay, I feel like it'll be a lot more fitting for you to say of how I got in because you knew me first through Aka.
Yeah.
And I wonder how.
So, really, truly, it was a combination of both Aka and Lin, who they just both kept bringing up this person named Sev. And it was usually about, unironically, they would say things like, oh yeah, Sev's so funny, or like, here, me and Sev are doing this or that. And eventually it got to a point where it happened enough, and I was just like, okay, you keep bringing up this Sev person. Who are they?
They're being treated like an anomaly.
I am irrelevant
Yeah, genuine.
to Trev's mind. I am nothing but an enigma.
And so they went, yeah, Sev's usually busy, but they should be online tonight. Here, I'll call them right now.
That's how they pulled me in?
Yes.
Wow.
And then you were like, okay, I'm working on some stuff, but I'll be in the voice call later tonight. So while we were waiting for you, they pulled up your work. During that time, they also showed me the animatics you had done with them. Excuse me, sorry. The music videos you had done with them. And
That
just
could've been the
generally,
first.
like, a whole bunch of their, like, fond memories of you and just, like, sharing general highlights of things you had done with them. And then on top of that, your art slapped so hard it's not even funny.
The Sevvanto effect.
Now,
Should've
mind
been
you, when you
Sevvanto
joined, I
first.
was not going in with the intent to recruit you. I just wanted to meet a cool person. But correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you actually asked to join, right?
Did I?
After I had I'm pretty sure after I had shared like the music and like the art we already had.
The alert to draw hot men was too strong.
Oh, right. You gave me like discarded propaganda. So basically,
Yeah, I did.
you just gave me like, here are some concept art. Oh, knowing you, I analyzed your media tab and I think you will like this character. And I'm like, ooh la la, let me get in on this team. And
After analyzing you, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
So,
then I
Sev,
took.
I've been doing some research on you, and here's what I have slides an image over the table. Flip over this notepad. There's a number on it, and the number is just a hot character.
like, ooh, beep beep beep. Hello, is this discarded?
I mean, Sev's first ever, like, Sev, isn't it your first ever impression of me as narrative lead when you joined was just me writing little scenarios for the other artists about our own characters?
No, my first impression of you was this actually very professional writer because Trev introduced me to you as like the lead writer of the game, which is like had this like weight on it. I'm like, ooh, Rose has so much aura. She's basically like the writer of this game. She's the pen on the paper. And when I got on the server, I was expecting like a more professional atmosphere, to which, mind you, I thought it was gonna be on Microsoft Teams, to which it's not, because
It was
you
not
know
Microsoft
I've
Teams.
never been on a game team before, and Trev recruited me like so professionally. Like he said on my DMs, like, "Hello, Sevvanto. It was very nice to meet you. I'm creating this game called Discarded. Here are the characters. Yes, he's hot, but we also have this full roster of professional team members who have worked on professional games before. Very, very professional." I'm like, ooh, okay. Yes, very professional. But Rose was very professional in my head at first. And when I joined in the server, on the studio server, I was like, okay, very quaint, very nice. And then I saw on that one channel, and then I clicked on it out of pure curiosity. And guess what? The lead writer was writing the most heinous, the most unholy things ever. And I was like, oh my
They
god, this
asked you
feels like
for
home.
it.
I feel like
It was
family.
home.
Like this feels so welcoming. It definitely put me at ease, but at the same time, it definitely tainted my first impression to Rose.
My
to
bad.
which
Sorry.
it made me go from like, oh, she's kind of scary, to like, oh, she kind of goated. I'm gonna be her friend. And yeah, and then like I just started doing more sprite work. Basically, I was here in this team pretty early on.
So while Trev is gone and dying and trying to fix things, what are some things that you've, been enjoying working on here in Discarded?
I definitely like working with the art style because it's very stylized, very angular. It's something that I'm very fortunately familiar to because of just like, which is like the sharp shapes, very strong silhouettes and everything. I also like dabbled in a little bit of like the sprites thing.
And it's just, we need a lot of them done and in a consistent style. And it's a style that you are able to emulate pretty well.
I'm so good at like that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, like your work's incredibly solid. And I just said salad. Solid.
I feel very flattered. I'm glad that I was able to adapt to the style that you want. Shout out to
Yeah,
Yelly.
absolutely.
Love you, Yelly.
Yeah, Yelly-sama is the original artist, and we'll touch on that a bit more later in this.
Yeah,
but
I'm just a substitute. I'm just kidding.
no,
I promise
Yelly. Yelly
You
has
are
tossed a
not a
lot of
substitute.
compliments your way as well. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, but then seeing you, start sketching out Abdiel and watching the face kind of come to life, it's such a treat to be able to watch and see your system, your methodology.
Yeah, it's so fun drawing this white boy so far. Love him.
And yeah, so I guess we should also briefly touch on like raid agents, and it's something that you will be drawing a lot of and have drawn a lot of so far for us. Raid agents are one of the unique mechanics to the game that set us apart from other roguelikes. And how has it been like drawing these characters that are both very much an antagonist, but trying to convey the emotions and the stories behind them in all of their poses?
The designs are very good, but even though the designs are good, they really shine in their soundtrack, to which I hope they get to listen to it soon because I had a little bit of sneak peek to it and wow, 10s across the board. It's so good. It really shows Abdiel's story like okay, bootlicker, love you for that. But at the same time, he's like this, like, I don't know, there's something about his story to which, like, in some aspects, not the bootlicking part, of like, which really resonates with me the most. And I feel like it'll be a lot of fun trying to convey that in this sprite, to which I hope people like cornplate on it and like go like, oh, I see what this part of the sprite mean. Yes, Abdiel, poor you, poor little guy. And I'm like, yeah, I've been planning to do that all along.
That's definitely one of the goals in writing him, and when you finally get to interact with him in game, is make the player feel that, oh, I hate this guy. This guy's so annoying and such a loser. And then as you start to play more, you get to learn a bit more about this character. You start realizing there's a lot more that's there that makes him really just a pitiful kind of character.
Mm-hmm. Even bad bitches have bad days.
Never cry.
Oh, no, Queen is overworked. But...
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Queen.
But I guess since we're talking about it, do you want to talk about Abdiel's story just a little bit? Or like who this character is?
Yeah, so regarding Abdiel, he was actually written and designed by one of our other writers, Doxa, right?
I think it's Doxa or Doxa.
He's a really interesting character in that compared to the others who maybe have a much bigger part in the overall story or are much more grand, larger-than-life kind of characters and personalities, Abdiel is very much almost trying to mimic that. He wants to have this larger-than-life kind of personality and be this big person that you kind of look to and see and you're impressed by. You know, he wants to be appreciated, and he is currently a lower level worker for one of the larger mega corporations in the Discarded Universe. But, you know, despite that, he's really just another cog in the machine, and he tries to act like he can be a lot more. But Abdiel's whole existence really is trying to be something more, to be remembered by this corporation that he works for, because this corporation is the biggest thing in the world, and to him, he's looming in their shadow, trying to, you know, make any little divot that he can to be known and to belong as part of this larger conglomerate and all these, you know, all these larger than life people. But in the end, I mean, Abdiel's really just kind of a no one, and you know, in the story, Fel is really one of the few characters that sees Abdiel for what he is and pities him, but in the end, Abdiel chose to be part of this life, chose these decisions, and it's gonna just, we kind of just explore his character in that, and him making this decision to be part of this part of this corporation, despite knowing that he'll never be anything, but still desperately grasping onto that hope that he might. So on the topic of Abdiel, you know, what Sev is drawing right now is actually going to end up being Abdiel's main sprite, which is actually one of the main things that Sev is working on. So Sev, do you want to share a little bit about what it's like working on the visual novel sprites?
Pretty fun, actually. And it's a little bit of a challenge because it's kind of out of my comfort zone, but to be fair, I have a history of always experimenting. I love like just improving whatever it, like, no matter how big or small the improvement is through every piece, as long as I get something out of it, be it like how to shade, how to do the style, how to draw a specific aesthetic. And for this specific one, I'm gonna tackle on the hard part, the machinery on him and on the snake. There's a lot of machinery, to which is something that I'm not really good at because I am kind of like Mr. Organic here. I love drawing humans.
So have you kind of found that, you know, working on Discarded has definitely been out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, on some parts, yes, but it's also a little bit of a treat because, what is it? I can definitely use this information in my future pieces. It also kind of taught me on the fundamentals again because, as you can see in the art style, boom, splash art here. But it's very angular. You really have to rely on shapes. You can't really do much on blending. You really have to focus on readability and the character appeal, to which is something that is not my main forte because I love drawing illustrations and it involves a lot of colors, to which carries my art through all these years. So drawing a character that is like in neutral lighting and you have to draw all these machinery is kind of like, what, beat down after beat down, and I don't have time to get up and I'm still getting curb stomped by Abdiel, but I feel like I can definitely use this in my future doodles. Not only I have to tackle the machinery, I also have to juggle that with the art style of the game, which is very simplified. Really forces me to like pause, like do the Gen Z stare on my monitor and like really think of like, what shape do I put here? What color do I put here? Is this gonna look appealing even from far away? Is a discarded player gonna see this and like, that's Abdiel, I can tell by the snake. It's currently hard, but you know, we vibe. That's why I have the team with me, because I need to hold their hand.
And we are very happy to hold your hand as well, Seth.
Yes, thank God, please.
And at the same time, I think our art team has done such a wonderful job at making sure that all of these silhouettes have been very distinct so far.
Very inspirational too. Like I can definitely use them as like
it's been such a crazy ride putting all of this together, and again, I just need to be very clear on how appreciative I am of both you and everyone who's joined up on this process so far. It really does mean the world to me.
Yay!
Yay!
And we're really happy to be here. Like, working on this game has been so fun so far, and I'm excited to see where it's going, and everyone who's been part of it has seen hope in it, and it helps keeping going, when we're just doing it on our own and doing our best. The hope that people see in it, really, it keeps the confidence high and motivation moving.
Yeah, and I have so many ideas, and I'm sure from some of the concepts I've shown Sev, there are many characters that you want to draw still.
I'm so excited.
But there's so much to this world and story that I still want to tell, and I just really do hope that we get to, because there's so many characters that all of us, I think, are really excited to get to.
If I were to say anything about what I'm excited to do, we'd have to bleep the entire section.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll withhold that.
So many spoilers.
I will withhold all of that because there's so many things I'm excited about, but no, I can't say anything.
Yeah, pretty much same here. That's why I'm being as vague as I can. I'm just saying there's a lot I look forward to, and I'm excited to have everyone who's on the team on this journey with me, and anyone who's watching this and is following our progress. It just means the world. So Seb, can you tell us about...
Who's that guy?
Isn't he so nice? Isn't he so
I've never
great?
heard of him before.
You have a very love-hate relationship with one of the characters, and I just want you to have a chance to talk about it.
Oh, you want me to talk about him? Okay, so this character pooped from a butt. He's so buns. He's everything that I hate. I hate him. I hate him so much. And no, I hate him. Nothing will convince me. No.
Even a low, gravelly voice in a song that seemed to convert you for a bit?
Nope.
So, as we mentioned before, every week we're going to be answering questions that are left in both the comment and our Discord server. So, to begin, we have a question from the Emerald Knight. Is there anything y'all can tell us about the setting you have chosen to place the story in?
About the setting, I mean, we have definitely done our best to... I mean, everyone has... Well, I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people know about the cyberpunk genre, have played either the cyberpunk, games, the TTRPG, and, we're dipping our toes into the cyberpunk genre as a setting, but we're definitely doing our best to set us apart. I can't really say much yet. That's for a future episode. But we're definitely making sure to create a very uniquely vivid setting that fits the world of Discarded well. And as for the mechanics and how they kind of play into each other, well, our story takes place in the city of Requiem and involves some of the largest organizations and mega corporations that are all going to be very critical to the story. And while you play through the game in the different routes and everything, the settings and the locations and the corporations, those are all going to be locations that you experience in the route. You'll be fighting in these locations, in these megacorps. You'll be meeting characters and fighting against them or with them. And everything is very tied together when it involves the mechanics and the story, because everything you do is advancing the story, is advancing you through this world that you are kind of taking place in, as you kind of just try to save yourself and save your companions. All the enemies you fight are going to be tightly related and unique to the level setting, and you'll get to learn more about the world, about the specific corporation you're part of maybe, or specific events in the world as you go through the setting. And everything is kind of done in a Hades style, where you learn more as you play through the game, and you learn more about the setting and the world and the characters. But just as you go through, the world is going to keep expanding. Every kind of route that you take, every character you interact with, everything's going to grow and become larger around you.
Yeah, and part of that is also the fact that we are taking inspiration in Hades and how they delivered their narrative, and specifically the fact that we are trying to make it so that unless you play so many hours of this game, there will be unique dialogue every time you come back. We are really striving to not have too much repeat dialogue, if any. To further add on to that point as well, the game is planned to be spread out over 10 levels, each of which will have their own unique settings and overall themes for the levels that will tie in directly to the game mechanics alongside it. Would you like to talk about the demo's setting?
So in the demo, our setting takes place in Neocell, one of the largest megacorps that is in the city of Requiem, and this is going to be taking place specifically in a subsidiary of a Neocell. Think about like a sci-fi Apple store. And the gameplay takes place where you, as Fel, are trying to investigate a mysterious gas leak that has been reported by a fixer, and you have been told that there is something much bigger than that going on because for some reason there's a paramilitary group kind of trying to keep things under wraps and trying to hide things going on. And so the gameplay will be taking place in a burning down building as per the gas leak, quote unquote, as you kind of fight your way through the subsidiary of this megacorp. And so as you fight through this burning building, you get to encounter enemies that are all part of both either be law enforcement, Neocell, or JSAR, the paramilitary group that I mentioned, and figure out what kind of mystery is going on. All of the events that take place and all the characters are all tightly entwined within this part of the story and will all be interacting with you as you kind of try and learn and figure out what exactly is going on and why is it being so tightly kept under wraps.
Our next question comes from Super Pig, who asks, what is the art style of the game? So obviously in this episode we touched quite a bit on like the visual novel art style, and we've shown some examples of that in the past. We have both the visual novel art style, which will pop up an example now. We have the visual novel style. We have the pixelated sprites that are set within a 2.5D environment. With that, our VFX are all going to be pixelated, but it will have a lot of object-sourced lighting within the scenes, and just generally trying our best to look very flashy in all that we do, taking full advantage of the medium in which we chose to present the game. Our next one comes from Vibetown/Vibs. They say, so is like posting fan art okay?
Yes! I'd be very much delightful to see it. Please do. You asked,
I think
now you
all
have
of
to
us...
fulfill it.
I think all of us kind of are on the same page of, yeah, please, genuinely, we would love to see your fan art. Especially as we reveal more and more of these characters, and hopefully you're able to form attachments to them. We just are super excited to see the community actually engage with our work, and in turn go out and create. I don't think there's anything more special than like seeing work that you made go and inspire someone else to create something, you know?
Yeah.
All these characters, I mean, these are our kids in a way. These are our babies. I mean, a lot of the characters that I wrote and all the others designed, I mean, to see them come to life in a fan's in like an audience or a fan's, style or mind, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Only rule though is if you do, you have to add us. This question was brought to us by Super Pig.
Pressing fingers together. Are any of the characters hot?
Ha! Good question. Oh, why am I giggling? They're kind of mid. I mean, it's not like.
Okay.
I mean, like hot. Boy, it's like a full course meal. You get to pick which one you want for everybody. Be it like that asshole fucking thing that I hate, that bird that I hate, or you can go for like
you admit he's hot.
Or you can go for Mr. Seckward, or you can go for the hot one. I claim him. I have the rights to do that because I'm the one that's drawing him. So if you do fan art related to that last question, Show it to me. Show it to me. Make them oiled up. Thank you.
Okay, whoa.
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 Who said that? Ooh, the wind is strong today.
Must have been the
Yo,
wind.
who's hacking us? Ooh, that
Hey,
future character is hacking us.
anyone
Beep, bop,
hear that?
bloop. Oh, it's in the firewall.
Oh god, it's like the Santa Anas are crazy right now. Whew.
Yo.
Well, thank you for the answer, Sev. There's definitely been a, I wouldn't call it a problem exactly, but definitely a trend of, giving characters to Sev and they come back at least 5 times hotter.
So don't do that. What the hell?
I think that's exactly why we're gonna keep doing it.
And, you know, I'm very curious to see what happens to the fan base of Abdiel, because genuinely every other character in the game, adding on to the point of, like, are the characters hot, has had someone simp for them. Someone out there has been like, yeah, this is my character now, we're going to claim them. The only one who has not gotten that treatment is Abdiel. So I'm wondering what's going to happen after you, like, get them fully drawn up and the team gets to see. But Sev, I have one last question for you before we start to wrap this up. What character is your favorite so far in the game?
My favorite so far? It's not even revealed yet, which is kind of crazy. But if we're talking about something that's upcoming, I have a little bit of a bias because I just recently worked on him. If you guys want a hint, it's a letter.
Oh, I can't wait to reveal that son of a bitch.
Why do we just make all of our characters sound like the worst people?
He's like, I don't know, he's like that TikTok sound, give me your money, or something.
The bastard, the son of a bitch, the asshole, the bootlicker,
okay.
like every character.
I mean, okay, we say that a lot. Actually, no, actually that's true. A lot of the characters we revealed kind of are assholes. Yeah, everyone, Fel, I think definitely less so, but everyone else. Yeah.
I mean, they're antagonists for a reason. They have to have a bit of that smarminess.
That's very true, and I can't wait to reveal. I can't wait for us to reveal Sev's favorite as well. You know, as the other character that another one of the characters that I wrote. Oh, it was so fun writing him and making him such a jackass to you. But in a really fun way.
Yeah. Thank you for watching all of our ramblings, and next devlog we will actually be joining up with none other than Trey Watson, our music director for the project. And we'll be going over the music of the game and all that we have in store there. And we got a lot really cooking up there, as Sev mentioned earlier. So if you have any questions for us about the music or the game itself, or any questions for Trey, please let us know in the comments down below or in our Discord server.
Thank you for watching, guys. Don't get bald.
Thank you. I can't wait to show you what we have coming next.